a massively underrated part of that 2026 class. And I think one of the more unique athletes Wisconsin has brought to Wisconsin recently. Joining the show, let's talk to Carsen Eloms coming up next. Locked On Badgers.
You are Locked On Badgers, your daily podcast on the Wisconsin Badgers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is going on, Badger fans? Welcome to Locked On Badgers, your team every single day, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. I'm your host, Ryan Herrings. Really do appreciate you jumping on. We have a great guest today talking to Carsen Eloms, cornerback, 2026 commit to the Badgers. Today's episode brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Carsen, man, let's hit it up. I want to start here because I always like to ask this question. How do you feel when people say Carsen Eloms, Wisconsin Badgers commit?
I mean, it's just like when I was a kid, when I was a kid, I played running back, and I always thought I was going to play running back. So, I mean, it's just kind of crazy that I'm a cornerback committed to Wisconsin. It just feels like it's just like a good feeling in my chest, like whenever somebody says Wisconsin commit.
Let's talk about your game a little bit. How would you scout your game to somebody who's never watched your film? And we're going to throw your film up here in a second, but how would you scout it?
I'm versatile. Like, I can do anything. I can play slot corner. I can do anything. I can play slot corner. I can play receiver. Any position you need me to play, I can do it. And I'm good at it. I can actually produce at that position.
When did you first realize, man, football could be my path? What age?
As soon as I picked up a football, age 5.
What were you playing at age 5 or 6? Just you get the ball in your hands?
Everything. Running back, quarterback, linebacker, everything.
Yeah. Dude, I love it. All right, let's throw the film up here because there's a couple parts of this I want to talk about. The first is there's a bunch of clips on here with you just being physical. Like you are a cornerback that will come up and hit people. Where does that come from for you?
I mean, like the ability to tackle, it's just a mindset thing. It's really if you want to tackle or not. I mean, size, it really don't matter. If you're willing to come up and make a hit, it's all up here.
Is that something? Have you ever had trouble playing physical? It feels like that's just such a natural part of your game.
Yeah, I mean, football is a physical game. So, I mean, if you sign up to play football and you don't think it's going to be physical, then I don't think football is for you. And you got pads on for a reason, so it's going to protect you. So you just got to come up and make a hit.
And let's talk about, I'm going to mute the video here. Let's talk about you at cornerback. So there's a bunch of clips of you playing off zone, switching off coverage, or playing kind of press man. Where are you most comfortable in terms of being a cornerback?
I mean, I think I love zone because, I mean, I love getting interceptions, and I just think that's where my strong suit is. But I also like playing press man too. I mean, I like playing everything, honestly, but I just really think zone is really my strong suit.
What's your biggest goal this offseason? Like, what are you grinding on to get better right now?
I'm working on my press man because, I mean, in college, most of the defense that they run is press man. Then I also want to work on like forced fumbles because when I went up there this past a visit before my official visit, they taught me like some techniques on how to get more forced fumbles, and that's what I've really been working on this offseason.
What does that look like for you? Because I'm always fascinated by the amount of time that student athletes put into their game. So when you're working on your press man, what does that actually look like to you? Are you working with a skills trainer, speed drills? Like what are you actually doing to do that?
So for speed, I mean, my dad, he actually owns a business where they train only speed. So I do stuff with him. And I also have a trainer too, where I work on my off man. And then I'll have like a receiver, like one of my teammates come to the field and I'll practice all my techniques on the receiver.
What do you think your coaches would say about you?
I think they would say I'm just flexible and I can play any position you really want me to. Because, I mean, you look at my film, there's some receiver on here and then corner. Then I think this year I'm going to try to play a little bit of safety too. So I think what they would say about me is I'm flexible and I'm talented. So
what would you want your teammates to say about you? Like, what kind of teammate do you want to be?
I mean, I think my teammates can say that I'm definitely a leader. I'm definitely vocal on the field. I'm always telling everybody to be in the right places. And, you know, they can always count on me for anything.
Talk to me about some of the different things that you do on the field, because you talked about it, man. You used to play running back. There's clips on here of you playing receiver, special teams. Are you going to miss doing some of that when you get to the college level, or is that going to be good for you because you're going to be able to really focus on one spot?
I'm going to miss some of it. Like, in college, I'm still going to try to be a returner because I like returning kicks. But I also think it's going to be better for me because, like you said, I can focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah, and let me ask you, in terms of just goals to finish out your high school career, what are your goals to kind of finish this off for you and your team this year?
So I mean, like personally, I want to win Mr. Football. That's my ultimate goal. And then as a team, I want to. So we just lost in regionals last season, so I want to get back in regionals, and then well, first you got to focus on sectionals, win a sectional championship, then regionals, and then focus on state. So the ultimate goal is state, but then I also have small goals in between for a team.
What kind of squad you guys got coming back?
So I mean, we lost a key player, John Anthony Hall. He's going to Stanford. We lost him. We lost a few linebackers and D linemen, but I think we're going to be good coming up. It's just a lot of the young guys are just going to have to step up, prove what they can do on the varsity field. But we're gonna make some stuff happen next season.
How much time a week do you think you put into football? Like if you had to take a guess in terms of everything, film study, weight room, skills training, all of it.
I don't even know. I mean, my whole life is football. Like my parents, they tell me I need to find other stuff outside of football because football is gonna come to an end at some point. But it's just hard for me to do that. But if I were to give you a number, I mean, I live 4 times a week. That's for about an hour. I watch film for about an hour each day. I couldn't even give you a number, honestly.
But it never gets old to you. It feels like I can hear you talking about it and see you smiling. It feels like it's never, you never get burned out on it.
Never, ever.
What are your parents, your dad, you said, is a speed coach. Does he have a hard time separating the coach and the dad thing sometimes?
Nah, because he's also my track coach this season. So when I was a freshman for track, I was actually running JV, and he said he didn't care that he was my son. He said he was gonna put the 4 fastest guys out there, and he said if I were to beat him out, then he'd put me on JV, but I didn't. I'm sorry. If I were to beat him out, he'll put me on varsity, but I didn't. So I stayed on JV the whole season.
What are you running right now in track?
I'm doing 100. Well, I mean, this is my last season, but I ran 1092 in the 100.
What is your have you run the 40 recently, or do you know what you're at there?
Last 40 I ran 4:47, I want to say.
Let me ask you this, because I think I mentioned this to you either in a message or to someone else. With your size, your versatility, and your speed, do you follow recruiting rankings? Is that something you watch? Is that white noise to you? Because I feel like you're underrated with your skill set, and I don't know if you agree with that or if that is something you just don't think about.
No, I definitely think I'm underrated. I think I deserve more recognition, but I mean, I know how I am, so I mean, I don't really care too much about it because I know what I can do on the field. So I don't really trip about it.
Is that something? Is there less pressure on you after you got the offers and committed, or does it feel like there's more pressure now you have that? There's more of a bullseye on your back.
Honestly, I feel like it's more pressure because I have to work even harder now to get a spot at the next level, and I mean, it's only going to get harder from here.
Did you feel like people kind of will target you a little bit more this year? Like, hey, there's that Wisconsin commit. Let's get a win against that guy. And is that something you're ready to embrace?
Almost dead. It's already started. So we've had a few like 7-on-7 tournaments this summer, and a lot of people have been targeting me just because they want to prove that they don't think I'm ready to go to Wisconsin, even though I am.
That's got to be kind of a cool feeling, though, right?
Almost definitely.
All right, we're going to take a quick second here. Take a break for our friends of the show. Come back with Carsen. And I want to talk about the journey to Wisconsin, what they've said, some of the coaches he's talked to. We're going to talk about that next on Locked On Badgers. Have a great guest today. But first, a quick second for our friends of the show. And a quick second to say thank you for tuning into Locked On Badgers. Today's episode brought to you by our great friends over at FanDuel. It is the great time with summer sports going on, baseball, which I love. But there's also golf. There's a lot of stuff going on. If you want to spice up your sports weekend a little bit more, your sports evenings a little bit more, head over to FanDuel.com. Get into their website. It's easy user interface. The payouts are quick. They're simple. It's fast. You can do parlays, futures, teaser, spreads. And y'all know I'm kind of on the over for Wisconsin this year. So FanDuel's a great place to go do that over at FanDuel.com. Right now, it's a great time for new customers. New customers, if you hit your first $5 bet, you get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started. That's FanDuel.com. Do it responsibly, but a great way to spice up your sports weekend. All right, let's jump back into this with Carsen. Again, really, really appreciative and humbled to have him on the show. Man, where can people follow your journey? Anything on social media that you got going on?
I got my Twitter, my Instagram. I post a lot on Instagram, so you can go follow me on Instagram. It's Carsen.2_. I post a lot of stuff on there, a lot of stuff on Twitter. So if
Okay.
you tune in, just go. Yeah.
We'll link that in the show too. Hey, let me ask you this. Number 2, where does that come from? Why do you wear number 2?
I just think it looks cool, honestly.
Dude,
I don't even got no reason yet. I just think it looks nice.
Dude, I love it. Let's talk the journey to Wisconsin. When did you first get contacted by Wisconsin?
I want to say it was around September of 2024.
And do you remember when they offered and what that was like, what that conversation was like?
Yeah, I was on the phone with Coach Haynes. It was around, I want to say, it was around March. I think. Yeah, it was around March, February, March. And I was on the phone with Coach Haynes, and he was just asking me. He was like, "Do you have an offer from us?" I was like, "What do you mean?" But I'm like, I feel like you would know if y'all offered me or not. So I mean, after that, I kind of knew that they were about to offer me right there, and he was just like, "Yeah, well, now you have an offer from us." I was just like, I was excited. I was jumping up and down and stuff. I was just happy.
That's smooth. What is Coach Haynes like?
He's like, I don't know. So like when you first meet him, you might think like, oh, he's kind of boring. But when you get to know him, though, he be cracking jokes and stuff like that. He be making fun of you, like in a playful way, but like he be making fun of you, cracking jokes, stuff like that. But then also, like he knows when to lock in and stuff like that. That's another thing I like about him. Like he'll go from like making jokes and stuff like that, but then he knows when to turn it off.
Who else have you talked to from the coaching staff or the recruiting department? Guys like Coach Zilm or Pat Lambert or safeties coach. Who else have you talked to on the Wisconsin staff that's made a big impression on you?
I've talked to Coach Lambert. I've talked to him probably the most of everybody. I talked to Coach Cooper. Those are like the 3 people I talked to the most, really.
What are those guys like? Coach Cooper and Pat Lambert.
Pat, he just be like, he's like never like he's serious, but like he just be joking around all the time. Like it's just always a fun time with him. He's just always like he always got something to say, but like it's like in a good way though. And then Coach Cooper, like he's just like a chill guy. He's just easy to talk to, and he seems like a good coach. I've never seen him like coach before. I mean, I've seen him coach, but like I've never really paid attention to him. But he just seems like a cool guy.
Did they have any talks with you about, hey, this is where we see your skill set fitting in? Have you had any of those kind of X's and O's talks?
Yeah, I had a talk like that on my OV.
And how'd that go? It's obviously something that you felt like, yeah, this is a good fit for my skill set.
Yeah, they were just telling me like how like they had my film up on the screen, and they were just telling me like how I fit into like certain situations on the field and stuff like that. And I thought that was cool that they actually took the time to like evaluate all my film and like see where I fit at on the team.
Let me ask you this: on the official visit, were you in one of the laser tag competitions?
Yeah.
How'd you do?
I got a few little kills, but I mean I never won, but it was still fun. I got a few little kills though.
What else was the OV like? What else did you do that really stood out to you? And what was Madison like for you?
Oh, I love Madison. I like how it's like a college town, but it's also in the middle of like a big city. I like that because I like big cities. And then I also like having a whole bunch of meetings with like Coach Fick and stuff like that. And then the dinner at Coach Fick's house is probably my favorite part, honestly.
Talk to me about Coach Fick. What is he like as the head coach and whatever interactions you had there with him?
He's really serious, but it's like a good serious though. It's not like he's so serious to the point where you can't talk to him. It's like he means business, if you know what I mean.
Let me ask you this, man. And this is actually a question I got because I mentioned to a couple people I'm hoping to be able to get you on the show. And one of the questions I got for you, better feeling pick 6 or kickoff return for a touchdown?
That's a hard question. I'd probably say pick 6, honestly.
Okay, I love it. Let's keep talking about kind of the journey to Wisconsin and the commitment. When did you realize, like, was there something that tipped it over the edge that said, yeah, this is Wisconsin, or was it everything kind of working together? When did you realize, yeah, Wisconsin's a choice? This is it.
So I was up there for my spring visit, and like I was still exploring all my options or whatever. And I actually went up there a day early, so I got to spend some time with the players and stuff. And I thought the players were super cool. And then the next day, I obviously got to talk to like Coach Fick, Coach Haynes, and all that, see them practice. And then after that, I was talking to my parents, and I was like, yeah, I think this is where I want to be at. And then the very next day, I called Coach Haynes and I told him I wanted to commit.
What was his reaction in that moment?
He was he was screaming over the phone. I couldn't hear what he was saying because he was so close to the phone mic. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but he was so excited though. I told Coach Coop, told Pat, told Coach Fick, told everybody.
Let me ask you this, because I've talked to a lot of recruits over the last couple of years. I've committed to Wisconsin, and some recruits say it's just the next step in the journey. Now I got to get there, then I got to do this. Do you give yourself some time to sit back and kind of reflect on where you've gotten and celebrate it? Or for you, is it just like, got this down, and now I got to focus on the next thing?
No, I celebrate all the time. Like, I mean, because like if you look at all this like stats and stuff like that, it's like very few high school players that go play Power 5 football, and like the fact that I get the opportunity to do that is just crazy. So I celebrate that all the time.
And then what is? I don't remember if you've talked about this or not. Do you plan on enrolling early, or is that something?
Yeah, I am. I'm taking a whole bunch of summer classes right now too. So yeah, I'm gonna be there in January.
Was that a difficult decision for you or no?
No, most definitely, because I know like I love running track. So giving up track and then giving up all my friends in that second semester, it was just hard. But it was the best decision for me in my future.
And do you think that potentially gets you into a spot where maybe it's special teams or maybe it's working into the 2 deep somewhere, but year one, is that kind of the goal for you, is to get up there and compete right away?
Yeah, I'm trying to play freshman year.
Let me ask you this. What's the best part of the recruiting process? And then what's the worst part of the recruiting process?
I said the best part is definitely being able to go to all these colleges and seeing what they have to offer. And then the worst part is definitely all the pressure. It's so much pressure, like deciding where's home, where's not, who do you like, who do you don't like. It's a lot.
Was it difficult? I mean, is it difficult to say no to some of these people, some of these places that are also great places and you've built relationships with? What are those conversations like for people who've never been in those?
I mean, it's just a lot of stress. Like that's what it mainly is. It's just stressful. And then it's just hard letting go of a relationship that you built up with a lot of these coaches. And just like it's like you don't feel bad, but it's like you almost do, telling them that like I don't want to come to your school. Like that's what it gives off kind of, is I don't want to come to your school, I want to go somewhere else. So it's hard making those phone calls, but it's something you got to do.
How about in this 26 class that you're a part of, that's still growing, that's still building? Jaden Pettit actually committed today a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm.
Who in this class have you talked to? Have you maybe built any relationships with so far?
Yeah, Nick Reddish, safety from North Carolina. I've been trying to get him to commit. So, like, I'm just telling them, like, all the other places he's been going, it's not going to be the same as Wisconsin. So I've really been recruiting him a lot.
Can you give us any intel on his game? I mean, definitely not asking you to spill any thoughts on where he might be going, but like, what's his game like? What makes him kind of special? And why are you trying to get him to Madison?
So he can hit really, like, he's a really good tackler. And then I say he's also a ball hawk too. He can really, like, he has really good ball skills. He can go up and get the ball. He makes a lot of plays on the ball.
Dude, love it. Who on the current team? Like, who is your host for the OV? Who have you talked to like in the secondary that you're going to be joining?
Emilio, Jameer Scott, Cairo. Those are the guys I've really been talking to the most.
What are they like? All kind of younger guys too, by the way.
Yeah, they're all like, the DB room is gonna be really young when I get there. But I mean, they have like, we all share like the same personality, so it was cool getting to hang with them for a weekend.
Dude, I love it. We're gonna take one more quick sec. We got some lightning round questions, including what kind of player are the Badgers getting with Carsen Eloms in his words. That's coming up next on Locked On Badgers. Great guest. We're gonna take one more quick break for our friends of the show and come back and finish this one off. I also want to say thank you for tuning in to Locked On Badgers. Really do appreciate it. All right, Carsen, I'm going to hit you with some lightning round questions here. Hidden talent. Well, outside of football and track, outside of athletics, what's something that you're good at or something that you enjoy?
Hidden talent?
Or something you enjoy, like something you do outside of sports. And I know you do spend a ton of time in football, but if you get like 5 minutes and go chill doing something, what do you do?
I love shoes. Like, I'll go research I love shoes. I love fashion. I love all that.
Dude, I love that.
And I love cars too. I'll go sit in my room. I'll go research cars for 2 hours if I really wanted to.
Like, what's your dream ride?
A dream ride? I got a few.
Hit it. Let's do it.
All right, so boom, I want to get a Lamborghini. That's really what, like, my real dream car. Then I want a Hellcat. It's kind of basic, but I mean the car looks cool. I also like Cadillacs. Cadillac CT5. I like that too.
That's clean.
Yeah.
Any like old school cars, like power muscle cars, older rides, anything like that?
No, I'm not really into cars like that. I like newer cars.
I love it, dude. What if you had to do? And obviously, I think you're obviously going to be in an EA Sports game, which I think is incredible. You're going to be in the game itself. What would you give yourself as a speed ranking?
If I had to be realistic, I know there's a lot of fast guys in college. I'll give myself like 95, 96.
Okay. What about zone coverage?
Zone coverage, I'll give myself like a 94.
Man coverage?
Man coverage, I'll go 90.
What about tackling?
Tackling, I'll go like, I'll give myself like 89 tackling.
Love it, dude. What is your goal year one?
I just want to get on the field. Like, even if it's special teams, defense, I just want to get on the field.
And then what is your goal? What do you hope to accomplish at Wisconsin, whether you're there 3 years, 4 years, when you walk off of campus? What are you hoping to have accomplished?
Jim Thorpe. I want to be the best DB in the nation.
Who's a mentor? Somebody you look up to in life?
My uncle, because he actually he played in the NFL. So the NFL, he runs in my blood. His name is Joey Eloms. Played for the Seattle Seahawks. He was a corner too. So I look up to him a lot because he went through this journey. So he's somebody that I can go to ask questions if I have them.
Do you guys ever look at your film together? Does he give you pointers, things like that?
Yeah, all the time.
When he was coming out of high school, who was faster?
I think I was faster.
Love it.
Faster. He wasn't really a speed guy.
He was a hitter though, right?
Yeah, he was big. He still is big.
What's the worst game you can ever remember playing as a football player? Like, just a game for whatever reason you didn't have it.
It was definitely this past season, week 2. I don't really want to speak on it, but that's all I'm gonna say. Week 2.
So that leads into my next question, though. How do you deal with? And obviously, you've been incredibly successful among the elite players in the country. But when you do have some challenges, how do you deal with adversity? How do you come back from that?
I just watch a lot of film. I just look at what I did wrong, go out and practice what I did wrong, and then go do what I practice in actual football practice so I can perfect it, and then just get ready for the next game.
Let's flip that question, man. What's the best game you've ever played that you think the first one that jumps out of mind, you're like, man, I was cooking?
Section championship against HSE. On my highlight reel, actually, it was those first few clips. That was the game. I think that was my best game of the season.
Where you blanketed the out route, then you came up and popped the running back or the receiver actually on the short out?
Yeah, that was definitely my best game.
What's your comfort food? Something you go to when you want to eat something that makes you feel better?
Burritos.
Dude.
I love me some burritos, especially from Chipotle. I love me some Chipotle burritos.
Can you cook?
Of course.
What's your go-to meal? If you had to cook a meal to impress somebody, what are you cooking?
I can cook you anything. I can cook you some spaghetti. I'll cook you some. I'll go put some food.
I'll go boil. Like,
listen though. I'll go put some food on the grill too.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll go put some food. Yeah, I can cook.
Dude, love it. Couple more quick questions. Again, I want to be super respectful of your time because I know how busy Division I student athletes are. But I want to end here, man. What kind of message would you give to Badger fans? What kind of person and player are they getting when Carsen gets up to Madison?
They better be ready. They getting a dog. That's all I gotta say. They getting a dog. They getting somebody that can. They getting a corner that can do everything. They getting a corner that can hit. They getting a corner that can cover, make plays on the ball. They getting all of that.
Dude, I love it, man. Carsen Eloms, joining on the show. Really do appreciate you jumping on, man. We're gonna link your Instagram and your social so people can follow along and cheer on with the journey. Thank you for tuning in. Congratulations again on the Wisconsin commitment. I know it didn't happen just recently, but congratulations again. And hopefully we'll talk soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. On Wisconsin, and we will talk later.